Thank you very much. Okay, I want to start off by giving a brief history of geocoding, and would like to just explain what the role of geocoding has been in terms of GIS, and also the history of Pitney Bowes. Next slide, please. Just to set a baseline, a definition of geocoding, to make sure that we're all on the same, exactly the same definition here, is geocoding is the process that assigns a latitude and longitude coordinate to an address. Historically, geocoding has meant something else, and I still see definitions where geocoding can mean perhaps assigning some sort of a boundary or coordinate other than latitude and longitude. But for our purposes here, and for the purposes of U.S. and international geocoding, we're going to define it solely as assigning a latitude and longitude coordinate to an address. Although it seems like a simple process, and functionally it should be to end users, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. The address needs to be first standardized and cleansed, typically by some sort of postal validation or street address information. Then after that, the latitude is assigned based on some sort of match to a street data network or to some sort of landmark data network. Once a latitude and coordinate is assigned, then the geocoded address can be displayed on a map or used in some sort of a geographic search. So my address here for the example here is 525 South Washington Avenue, Naperville, Illinois, 60545. Well, there's several mistakes in this, and the output here, you'll see that these mistakes have been corrected and fixed, and this is a really critical part of geocoding, is making sure that the addresses are fixed and cleansed. So this turns into 525 South Washington Street, Naperville, Illinois. The zip code changes, and a zip 4 is appended onto it, and then the latitude and longitude has been assigned to that. So a brief history of geocoding. And for those of you who have been around since the 1980s, you'll remember this. I personally got started in the GIS industry in about 1990. But in the 1980s was when postal geocoding really got started. Companies like Claritas and other demographic vendors would match addresses by their zip codes, and then would be able to link those to demographic information at those high levels of geography. Then something transformational happened. In the late 1980s, the U.S. Census DIME files in preparation for the 1990 census were created. This is the predecessor to the Tiger files.